Hey guys, welcome back to Thunderdome Homestead. So everybody thinks that when an SHTF scenario comes along, they're gonna go out hunting and fishing. And I've discussed in previous videos how illogical that is. But there's still a way to do it, and there's a way to do it with conserving as much time as possible. The most efficient way to procure game in a scenario like that are these traps. So the nice thing about traps is you set them and forget them. Okay? They do the work for you. All you have to do is go out and check them once a day. It's not like hunting or fishing where you have to spend hours on the water or hours in the woods and burn up half a day to be able to bring home some meat. These do it for you. So, there's a couple different types of traps. There's box traps, leg hold traps, and there's these, conibear traps. The way these work is you compress this spring and it closes up. I'm not going to do it on camera right now. But whatever animal goes through it hits this trigger and it snaps down and it snaps their neck. Lights out immediately. Which is good for animals like muskrat and beaver that if they're caught in a leg hold trap, they'll chew their foot off and they'll get away. So these are particularly cool. This one in particular, you can see here I have this stake. I modified this trap. So I took my forge and I shaped this out. I do a little blacksmithing here and there. And I sharpened the edges and I welded it to a bolt. And I put washers on each side and then a lock nut in there. You can see on the other side, it's riveted. This side was riveted too, but I drilled that out and replaced it with this because it's easier when you have a muskrat hole or a groundhog hole or something like that. You shove these two spikes down into the ground and it ain't going nowhere, and they have no choice but to walk through it. Cool little modification I found. Anywho, so I want to teach you guys an interesting way to set these, because they come, these ones and these type of traps come in all different types and sizes. This is one of the smallest ones, but they come in much larger sizes, all the way up to like this big for beaver. And the cool thing about them is you can set them with very little effort, because these springs, believe it or not, take a lot of effort to compress. And sometimes they even have springs on both sides, like this. So, I'm going to show you a trick an old-time trapper taught me. It'll save your hands, trust me. So, you take yourself a small chunk of rope, like so, and you do an overhand knot. You put a little loop in it. That loop goes around your foot, right? Like so. And then you take your trap and you run through one time, back down, and through the same hole. And then pull up with your hands, and you can see that spring is compressed. This is particularly helpful on the larger traps, so you can't even really get by hand unless you're a freaking Hulk. So anyhow, I would advise you guys, if you're going to be dependent on hunting, gathering, foraging, whatever, I would highly encourage you to get traps. Lots of them. Different kinds for different animals. And learn a little bit about trapping and what different sets and how to catch certain things and what type of lure to put in. But hopefully you guys got something out of this. Not just the fact that you need traps, but how to much more easily set some of the harder ones. Anyhow, you guys got something out of this, like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.